All right, so now we're going to look at the short setups for the week. Obviously, no shortage of them at all because of just the general heaviness of the market still. But you got to be careful because as we saw last week, some of these names can turn into absolute face rippers, right? And so you're probably going to see some of these here with this list. I'm going to get rid of this panel. Can you guys? No, I think I need that so you guys can see the candlesticks. First name, AFRM. I am looking for a spike into the underside of the 20-day to get short. Can see it had a big gap up. I'm hoping we can push up into those levels. Again, I want to reiterate, guys, that risk management is always the first thought, not the last. I don't care about being wrong. I do care about staying wrong and allowing myself to take a loss that's much bigger than what I would be wanting to risk on this setup. So make sure you guys understand, like the entry, let's just call it 28. If I short at 28, you guys see the same level. You guys understand the reason I'm shorting 28, but you guys don't, if you don't create your own trade plan, you won't know how to manage your risk. You won't know how to size your position. You won't know how to set where you're wrong at and stop out. So make sure you guys do way more work than just identifying where the heck I would like to enter this trade. It's much more than just an entry, guys. There's a whole trade plan that has to be created around these ideas. Next idea I'm looking at is Roblox. If I could type. Roblox, I am looking for, what I write down? 35 and 36. I'm looking for these recent highs here and also this recent breakdown level. This is up 50% over the last 4 sessions, guys. Like, look at this. That's a 50% move straight up off the lows. It doesn't look that big because of how far this thing has sold off, but that's a big move. So, like, I am definitely looking for this to exhaust out. Like, look back here what happened, right? How big was this move? This move right around 50% too, right? 50% rally, finds resistance. What happens? Lower highs, breaks lows, and then we continue the downtrend. I think we're going to get a nice opportunity in the 35 to 36 area, just like we had back here. That's not a small rally. We'll see how much more gas the longs have in the tank for this one, but I'm looking to fade that. Next one is SE. This one's up 40% in the last 2 sessions. From Thursday to Friday, Thursday's low to Friday highs, 40%. I'm stalking this for a fade. I like the annual pivot, the 20-day, anywhere in that area. If I start to see the seller showing up around 80, I'm probably going to build a position and get ready for this thing to have a pretty decent unwind. I really like the short idea on SE. And the last one I'm going to give you out of this section, guys, is ROKU. I know I probably beat up on these guys too much, but I absolutely hate this company. I would love 110s. That's really, even though I think I may give it a shot if it were to rip come tomorrow into this 104 monthly pivot, I may put the trade on there and be okay with being wrong and stopping out. But 110s is so freaking juicy. Like, you get the downtrend line, you get the horizontal resistance line, you got VWAP Boulevard, you got those recent highs. Like, 110 is juicy. Like, we spiked 110 on ROKU. And again, that might not be something that happens on Monday. That might actually be one that, who knows what it does on Monday. Maybe it has a strong day, but maybe it takes till Tuesday to really get going and get up to that 110 level. But I'm praying. That's all I can do, right? And the last section is overbought stocks that I'm looking for a reversion on. And there's only one in here, and it's not even quite there yet. It's DINO, DINO, and I'm looking for a blow-off type parabolic move into a 50 to 51 area. You see the annual pivot up there, monthly pivot. 50 is a psychological level. We are getting pretty extended from the 20-day. One thing I will note is I would like the volume to keep increasing, at least in the near term, because if this thing starts trading under 2 million shares, it's going to be kind of like a bit illiquid. If something's only trading 2 million shares, I'd prefer it to be a more expensive stock, because then you're looking at might be the same amount of shares, but the dollar volume traded is substantially more. 2 million shares isn't that much on a $40 stock. So I would prefer this to stay a little more liquid, but I am stalking it for a spike up into 50 to 51. So that's it, guys. That's the plan for the week. I'm going to head over to my Slack channel where the guys are feeding me the questions from the prep. Let's see what people have been asking. I'll answer some questions and I'll head to the pool. Simon's asking about EXPE. Says looks really bad on the chart. It's not quite a falling knife, but it hasn't picked up with the market bounce. Decent long, looks off the Q quarterly pivot, but then the prior week's low is broken, so not bullish. So the extreme extension off the 20-day is the primary argument for a long. Is that correct? Let me go back to the chart. Like I said, I would like this to first break Wednesday's highs, because if we do, you know, it's showing us the ability to finally stop making lower highs. I want the author of the story, Price, to tell me, hey, asshole, this is ready possibly. The only way it can do that is the only way a downtrend can end is for something to stop making lower highs. So the first thing this needs to do is get above that Wednesday high so we can possibly start to turn this trend around. And then I want to buy dips. Again, I'm not near as enthusiastic about buying a flush unless this comes down to 115, which is where that gap started. And then even then, I would not hesitate to stop out of that and re-enter if it was something that wants to fill this gap down around 107. But no, I am not playing. I do not care about this quarterly pivot or this monthly pivot at all. Zero. Because just like you were pointing out, Simon, to get down there, we have to make new lows. And that's too close, right? This thing makes new lows under 126. 123 is not that far away, right? I don't care about that at all. This thing, if you guys remember trading this on the days where the earnings came out and then it was just super heavy, this thing can move. It can really, really unwind. So don't underestimate something like EXPE, guys. Have really bulletproof risk management on a name like that. PM Sunman. SE has earnings Tuesday morning. Do they? Let me go look real fast just to verify. If they do, the idea still stands. Yeah, so they do. It's Tuesday morning. So this idea is going to be for Monday only, or I will revisit this. Thanks for pointing that out, by the way. In case you guys ever notice I have a name and I forget to mention they have earnings, it very well may be because I didn't notice it. So don't hesitate to point something like that out. I appreciate it, guys. What I will do, though, is, you know, we have this really key level as well. So depending on what happens with the earnings on Tuesday morning,